Welcome to Talking Business. I'm your host, Darcey Edwards with Queen Bee Leadership Training. Talking Business is just that. We are talking business with business leaders, leaders in the community, and those who change their communities with entrepreneurship. This podcast is presented by Xpose Hope as a thank you to the business community. Catch us on all the platforms. Find us, follow us, and review us. Welcome, I'm Darcey Edwards with Talking Business, and today we have with us Ken Smith with Blue Arch Technologies. Welcome, Ken. So glad you're able to make it.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So what is it that you do?
We provide IT support for small businesses, so computer support, anything from email to hardware problems if the computer is having a problem, or everything included computer support.
So during COVID, I'm guessing your business maybe took off a little bit with all the super fun stuff that's coming from overseas.
Yes, COVID did. Yes, we did more business during COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some of the threats to small businesses in that arena? Because I know when you're first starting out, the last thing you're actually thinking about is your IT support until it's there.
Yeah, there's a lot. Cybersecurity is a big thing now. We used to do a lot of, I'd say cybersecurity is our major thing that we do now.
Okay.
We used to do a lot more, my printer's not working,
right?
And that type of support, which still exists.
Right.
But cybersecurity is the most important thing now that we're doing.
What is some of the, I don't want to say cool, I don't want to give them any credit, but what are some of the things that people should look for? What are the top things that are happening that you're seeing that's maybe new because of pandemic or whatever?
Well, I'm not sure I would say new, but more prevalent, email scams, right? Lots of email scams out there. So, and definitely more security, like turning on two-factor authentication on your email, things like that.
Okay. What about, so I guess the thing is, do not click the link.
Don't click the link.
Never click the link. I know, people are like, I click the link, and I'm like, why? You never click it. It's a 12-year-old somewhere, like in their basement. So, how long have you been in business?
I started in 2012.
Okay.
So,
what are some fun things that you, along the way, bumpy road along the way, did you learn that maybe I should have implemented this system or before, and now you're like, man, I don't know how I lived without it? What are some of those kind of tips and tricks?
Just in general for business?
Yeah.
I would say marketing, start marketing sooner and do more marketing.
Right.
And more marketing and more marketing.
What kind of marketing? So when people say the word marketing, and it's like, what does that mean?
Yeah, so everything from networking groups, right? Accountability groups, any kind of group that you can get in front of, direct mail, basically any kind of outreach that you can do to get your name out there, to know people I would do that sooner rather than later. Right.
That's a very common theme, almost every time. And also you have a gracious heart, and you give to organizations. And why do you do that as a business owner? I know a lot of times people are like, I don't have time to give my time or whatever, but maybe a different spin on that you have about being such a giver.
I just think it's important to be a part of the community. So the more things that you can do to be a part of the community, the better. My whole business is based on high customer service, high touch customer service, and just one of the ways that we can give back to our clients and the community is to be involved.
Right. Okay, so think back in your years. What is one of your favorite stories of that you brought it back to life? The computer was dead, their printer was dead, they were all offline, and you saved the day.
Those are high stress situations.
But when they're done, you feel great, right? Because your client was served, and you got to feel great about it.
Yeah, I guess so. Trying to pick a certain thing. I guess, in general, when things go wrong, like a computer hard drive crashes or a server crashes, and the whole company is down, being unproductive.
Right.
And so it's high stress. You got to get in there fast and fix it as fast as you can, and then get everybody back working, right? So I don't know about specific examples, but I have several examples like that where we're able to restore data and get everybody back working and productive again. So I don't know specifics.
That's right. You just like that feeling, right?
Right.
Of bringing them back to life,
right. Yeah.
Resurrecting.
It's almost like being, a superhero in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Because you're, though everybody's down, they can't do anything. You're the guy in there fixing it, and when it's all fixed and resolved, and there's this huge sigh of relief and a thank you, and and that's and we feel good for accomplishing that. So.
Right. What about? And I was just thinking about this when you were speaking. How? What are some things that, as a small business owner, you should invest in to protect yourself?
Sure. There's always some trade-off between, when you're a small business, cash flow.
Right. Yeah.
The expenses are everything, but security you shouldn't skimp on. You got to protect, and security has multiple layers.
Sure.
Right. And of course, multiple costs to go with it. But your basics, you got to protect your computer.
Right.
You got to have backups. You got to protect your email. Those are the three biggest things. And then if there's any compliance needs too,
right,
you have to take care of those. That's not an option. Right? So if you have compliance needs, PCI compliance for credit card processing, medical businesses have patient, HIPAA compliance that they have to take care of. So we can help,
drill that down.
Yeah.
Excellent. What about when I was just thinking about this when you were talking as well, about the people who just started, they have an all online, business, or they didn't know they had it all online until the pandemic hit, and then now all of a sudden it is that. Can you direct them to how to make that switch to more digital lifestyle? Can you kind of help hey, this might be the better program for you to use instead of this platform, or is that something you guys do as well?
Yeah, so when we're giving advice like that, it's very specific for the business. So I have an MBA and a bachelor's degree in finance. So whenever I'm having those conversations with business owners, so we try to do a high level strategic planning, right? Because we want to put the tools in place that will help you specifically, how you work, right? What are your goals? IT is a tool to help you accomplish your business. We're not trying to force you into certain IT solutions. We're just trying to build the right solution for you so it's easy and functional.
Right. Yeah, because we were joking before before taping this, and we were saying Apple or Samsung, and it's no, it's a tool. Everybody's wonderful, right? It's all very inclusive.
Whatever tool you like to use.
Whatever you want to use, make it work. So coming out of the IT part and just a business owner, and you were saying you have, what caused you to start your own business? What was that catalyst?
2008.
Yes, downturn. Children, gather around. We're going to talk about a time that really was sucky. It was called 2008. Thank you for bringing that up, because people who survive that right now are very reminiscent of that.
Right.
So it's on their radars, right? Mm-hmm. So continue with your story.
So before I started my business, I was the director of IT for a commercial construction company. And construction was going great until 2008.
Yes.
It basically just stopped overnight, right?
Yes.
It was a good time for me to start my own business and still keep my existing company as a client.
Right.
So I could could kickstart my business with having a client already.
Perfect.
Right?
Yeah.
So it helped them and it helped me, right? So
Right.
it was a good time to make the
Well,
jump. So.
I think we have found through this pandemic, so many people starting their own businesses and kind of like they either got laid off or they decided, I can't work from home. It's going to kill me. I'm going to kill my kids. I really want to do something else with my life. And so making that where that transition was probably a difficult, but like it was basically done for you.
Right.
In that regard, right?
Right. Yeah.
So what advice would you give to somebody who's on that edge? Like they don't know if they should really go down that road with a business. I mean, they're waiting for the plug to be pulled.
Right.
Right?
Right.
If they were in hospitality, if they were in any of those businesses, it's probably sooner than later that plug will be pulled.
Right.
What advice would you give for let's say the first month?
The first month in business. That's a tough month because you're scrambling, right? You're trying to get the work, and you're trying to do the work. Typically, you're starting off all by yourself, so you're trying to do the work and get the work at the same time. It's very stressful and very hard to do, and you're putting in 14-hour days or more.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So, just push through it, I guess, would be my advice, and you'll get there.
Just keep going.
Just keep going.
Just keep swimming. Don't give
up.
up.
Keep swimming. Just keep going. Yeah. It'll be hard in the beginning. There's no way around it. But if you want it, just keep going, and you'll make it happen.
Did you have times when you were like, you know what? I'm gonna tap out?
All the time.
That's common. So people,
all the time.
Thank you. Thank you for being transparent and honest, because that comes up.
Yeah.
People will if it's not going perfect in the back of their brain, they're like, maybe this wasn't God's plan for my life, or maybe this wasn't what I was supposed to do, and I made this huge mistake.
Yeah, you'll hit roadblocks. You will.
Yeah.
And you just have to keep going, keep powering through them. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Ken, for
You're
coming in and joining us. Please reach out. Tell us how people can find you so they can, chat with you and maybe continue the conversation.
Our website is www.bluearchtech.com. It's TECH for tech. And you can call us at 503-610-8051. And that's the best way.
Awesome. And it will all be in the show notes, so they can click on you and find you there.
Perfect.
Excellent. Thank you so much for coming.
Great. Thank you.
All right.
Hi, I'm Betty Campbell with Xpose Hope, and this is your Xpose Hope moment for today. Did you know that those in the sex trafficking industry and those in the sex industry have a higher rate of PTSD than that of returning Vietnam vets? It's true. But you can help us help them by volunteering or donating at our website, xposehope.com. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Talking Business, brought to you by Xpose Hope. We can be found on all of your favorite podcast platforms, YouTube, iTunes, all of them. Also, be sure to like us, share us, and leave a comment. Who do you want to hear from? We want to know.